The unusually hot and dry weather has been blamed for Auckland Airport's deteriorating runway. The airport has completed a review after two recent runway closures, which stopped flights from landing for more than an hour in one case. In January, pieces of broken concrete up to 30 centimetres by 30 centimetres and 12 centimetres thick had been reported on the runway. International pilots say maintenance of the runway has not kept up with the rate that it's deteriorating. So what's been done about it? Auckland Airport's Chief Executive, Adrian Littlewood, is on the line. Good evening. What caused the problem?
Lisa, good evening. Look, we've looked very closely at the event, taken a really close look at it, had a peer review done across it, and the key things out of that review were firstly, absolutely the runway is safe, the maintenance program is to best standard, but we did have two defects on the runway that took longer to repair than they should have otherwise taken, and that did disrupt people's plans, and we apologise for that.
But what caused it?
Look, a combination of factors, but it looks like there was some thermal expansion of the slabs on the pavement, and that led to, combined with impact on the runway, led to some defects emerging on top of the runway. The team were monitoring that, acted quickly, got it repaired, but it did take longer, and we apologise for that time.
Well, there's a couple of things there, because obviously you seem to be, playing it down compared to what various pilot associations said about the situation. And you will be aware, some of them were saying large chunks of concrete were displaced on the runway, and they were saying things like hitting that kind of debris at the speeds that you land at would be like hitting a bullet. Who's right here?
Well, look, we know our runway really well, and our review has confirmed that it is safe, the condition is to standard, and our practice around maintenance and management is absolutely to standard. So people just can be assured around that, as well as the pilots.
But pilots aren't catastrophisers, are they? They're not known to be alarmist pilots. In fact, the complete opposite, to be cool, calm and collected. And even they have been raising very serious concerns. Can you absolutely 100% say that the runway is safe?
Look, we can confirm absolutely the runway is safe, and the program of management is absolutely to standard. We've had that independently verified, and we can confirm that. But look, part of managing airport operations is to manage debris, and debris can be many things. It could be rubbish blowing across from wind. It can be rubber off tyres on the runway. Those are things we have to monitor constantly, 24/7 a day, and we do that. And that program is a really important part of overall safety.
So why is it that you failed to meet your own best practice in terms of the time it took you to repair these problems?
Look, there were a number of factors that involved that. There was some location of where the crews were at the time. At the time it took them to get there, they needed some additional tools. That took some additional time to get back to our base and our landside area to come back airside to repair it. And the method of repair on review, they took a safety-first approach, but that could have been done more quickly, and in fact about the third of the time it actually took. And if that had been the case, then people wouldn't have noticed the disruption. But we apologise for that.
Aren't those pretty basic shortcomings, not having people in the right place and not actually having the gear required to do the job?
Well, we live in an area of continuous improvement, and there's some particular things that we wanted to change. But we've got an airfield that's 3 million square metres in size. It's very large, and they have a range of different tasks that they have to do. So, but we've changed some of those methods and those standard operating procedures to make sure that can't happen again, and those responses will be quicker if that ever occurs.
I suppose perhaps people could tolerate continuous improvement, as you put it, if it wasn't such a life-critical situation. We've got lots of people, hundreds of people on an aircraft coming into land, and you've got debris on your runway.
Look, we understand that, and that's why we conducted the review. We wanted to do a proper job on this, and that's why we took the time to do it. We said we'd do it in 3 weeks. We pulled it forward because we understand the interest in this topic. But the key message is that it is safe. People can take confidence from that.
So you had a number of flights that had to be redirected or delayed as a consequence of these disruptions. Have you had to pay compensation to any airlines or to anyone over this?
Look, disruptions are unfortunately a part of airport operations everywhere in the world, and they can happen for a number of reasons. We've had delays and disruptions and cancellations for drones.
Yeah, I understand that, but have you had to pay any compensation?
No, that's not part of the standard procedure here, but we do apologise for the delay.
Really appreciate you joining us this evening. That is Adrian Littlewood, who's the airport CEO, talking there about some problems that they have had with the runway.